done. No, just joking. Henrik's the one that goes for like 10 or 15k runs. I usually only aim for like 4 or 5 because I'm out of breath after 2. Spring has arrived here in Sweden, and it's just a really special time of the year for many Swedes because it just means that everything's waking up after the long winter that we've had. Everything's just green and it's starting to blossom, and the birds and the smells, and it's just really beautiful. So living in Sweden, you need to realize that we experience quite a lot of months every year in a pretty cold and dark environment. Being so close to the North Pole means that during winter time, even though they can be beautiful when they're snowy, but it means that we get very few hours of sunlight each day. And in summer, it also means that the sun doesn't even set sometimes. So we have these long, beautiful summer days and summer nights. And for many, the spring is just the new beginning of that. Like everything waking up and the light returning. And also, Sweden is a really, really long country. So whilst we can enjoy springtime down here in Skåne, in the northern parts of Sweden, it would still be pretty cold and even snowy. So for us, we're just really lucky to be able to experience spring here in Skåne, because it's just really incredible. And also, another thing you need to know about Swedes. We talk about the weather a lot, every day and several times a day. So, if you want to start small talk with a Swede, the weather is the best way to start.
So today this family is in Tomelilla, and we're gonna try out these Railcart things. Hopefully we get a better looking one than this. I'm gonna get exhausted pushing this around.
The old railway between Tomelilla and Fyllodalen was built in 1893 and operated the way between Simrishamn and Tomelilla until the late 1970s. During the 70s, many people started to buy their own vehicles and discarded public transport. The railway was shut down due to the lack of demand. In the beginning of the 80s, the railway was bought by Tomelilla municipality, and the restoration of these rail tracks began. 1989, the rail bike track opened again, and you can rent these restored copies of rail bikes to slowly make your way through some amazing nature.
Obviously this day of all days it starts to rain and it's cold as, but luckily our little fella used my shirt. So we'll be alright.
We'll be alright, it's not raining anymore. Just made a bit of a pit stop here in this little forest, and it's just so beautiful. Like it's all green, and you have all of these like white lilies on the ground and these old trees, and it's just so peaceful.
Är ni på väg eller? We're waiting to make the perfect shot. Thank you. It's another little guide I want to ride.
Hey! Do you want to jump on board? Hoppa på! Nu kör vi!
Before we headed back to set camp for the night in Tomelilla, we felt the need to get some supply missing from the motor.
Time to save the summer.
Yeah, Swedes barbecue a lot during the summer months.
Summer is saved.
It's basically what we do all weekends and as often as we really can. So, since we now found ourselves back in Sweden, we also felt a sudden urge for a barbecue ourselves.
We are in Tomelilla at the moment, which is just like a couple of k's off the coast inlands, and have just been enjoying like the nature, and we're parked up just like a beautiful spot here, like surrounded by just fields and flowers, and it's really nice. So this is like the perfect camp spot for us as well, because we're pretty much alone, even though we do miss interact with other people. We just find it nice to be parked up here on our own, and we can just go on with our day as we want, and just explore and enjoy the sunshine, and yeah, just have a good time.
Just outside of Tomelilla, in Tride, with walking distance to the bike rail cars, we found a perfect little spot to settle down for a couple of days. This green field is located next to the Tomelilla Nostalgic 50s Museum, and we had this spot pretty much all to ourselves. The museum hadn't yet opened to the public due to the COVID-19 epidemic, but we had a few peeks through the windows and around the little campsite that also hosts a few small cottages for rent. We just enjoyed being close to nature and a few sunny days hanging around in the countryside of Österlen.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to follow the rest of our adventures. Next up,